Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Shloka Tech. And from today, we are starting Ultimate Web Development Challenge. In this challenge, we will make 5 awesome looking websites all using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. To join our challenge, click the first link given in the description below. So today we will be making a Pepsi landing page, and to get all the images for all the 5 days and the starter templates, a link will be given in the description below. After downloading that file, it will be a RAR file. So extract that file, and the starter template will be given of all the 5 days, so you don't need to download it again and again. So for today's Pepsi landing page, let's make it. Let's open the IDE. I will be using Visual Studio Code inside this version. You can use any IDE you want, but I recommend you using this because this is a very common IDE. So to follow along with me, I will give you a zip file link download. So this will, in this challenge, all the websites we will make, all the starter templates will be there, and after the challenge completes, then I will give you source code of all of them for free. So now first let's close this sidebar and make some space, and first let's start with the section class of sec. Inside this we will make a header tag, then an anchor tag. It will be a dead link, then an image, and inside this I want the logo.png, and I don't need this alt. So after this anchor tag we will make a div, and we will give it a class of toggle menu, and we will also add a on click function which will say menu toggle. We will make this function later, so right now we are making this, so we will not be doing this. Now after this we will make a UL with a class of navigation. And now let me tell you one very useful thing that will always help you. So you will make a UL with a class of navigation, then we will again have to make LIs and all. So what we will do is add this sign, and then we will say LI. And now I want 5 LIs, so I will say multiply by 5. And then inside each LI, I want an anchor tag, so I will say a anchor A. And if I press enter, you can see we had to code so less. So I will be using this multi cursor. After this I will say home. This will be products. This will be what's new. Then after this, let's say newsletter, and the final one will be contact. So now after this, come out of the header tag also and the UL, then make a div with the class of content, and inside this div with the class of text box we will make a h2, and we also want a span will say I like, and outside the span, just at the starting of the h2 we will say that's what. Then we will add a t, and let's say lorem. So let's say lorem 60. Now I want some more, so I will say lorem 30. So the 6 will be enough. Now after this, add a anchor tag. href is a dead link, and we will say view all products. So now after this, come out to this first div we wanted. Now again we will using this shortcut to div with a class of image box. Inside this we want an image. Now let me, you can do format document, it makes our code look clean. and layer. Now this will be fine. The image file path is inside image Pepsi 1, and we will give it a class of Pepsi. Now come out of all the divs, and only we have to remain inside the section. So we will make some space here, and now what I will say is that make a UL with the class of thumb, and inside this I want 3 li, so li multiply by 3, and inside each of this I want a image. Then the source is image, then the Pepsi 1, then we will say inside image Pepsi 2, and inside image Pepsi 3. And now we will use the multi-cursor functionality and change it to on click. So now after make this UL class thumb, again we want a UL, so it's a UL with the class of thumb. Sorry, not thumb, this time of SCI, and now let me use like this, and inside this I want 3 LIs, and inside each of these an image. Now first one, source facebook.png, third one, so second one is the twitter.png, and the third one is the instagram.png. Now after this, let's use multi-cursor and delete this all the alts. So now after this, let me close my previous server, and I will open my code editor again. It's closed, and so we have actually, I think we have completed our HTML markup. Now we will do the styles.css. So before that, let me start the live server. So our website is not looking good at all because we have not even done any styling, just we have added the Poppins font. So now first let's give margin 0 and padding of 0. So it's looking like this. After this margin 0, we will also add a box sizing of border box. Now we have styled the universal one. Now everything is inside section. So I will add position of relative. I will say width is 100%, and I will add min height of 100 view height, and I will also add a padding of 100 pixels. So now you can see from the side they are like this, have some space. So now after the padding I will make it flex box, so displays flex. So you can see now they have also come like this. After display flex I will say justify content space between, and then let's do align item center. Then we will add a background. I'm not using background color because background is more efficient, so I will say hashtag 0062 BE. So it's hashtag 0062 BE, and you can see this color now, it's looking better. And here it should be, that's what I like. So that's what I like. Oh, so it's fine, but I think that after this what I should add a BR tag. So yes, now it's looking fine. And now after the background color I will add a transition and the transition should be 0.5 seconds because we will add many animations actually. Now I will target the header tag and I will say that in the header tag change the position to absolute, add a top of 0, left of 0 and change its width to 100%. So you can see now it's looking better. And then after this we will add a padding and the padding will be of 20 pixel and 100 pixel. So you can see it's looking more better. Now again change the display to flex and now you can see this one nav, the nav one inside the header nav were there. We did not use the nav tag because this is more easy than that. Then we will say justify content space between. So now they both actually, if inside the UL I say, then it will do between them, but right now inside the header they are the two different elements, so it's doing between them. Now after this I will go inside the header and then inside the div with the classes logo, and I will change its position to relative, and after this I want to add a max width of 80 pixel, so it's at its right place. So now after this max width I want to target the UL. So I will say inside header there is a UL. Inside the UL change its position to relative and add a display of flex. So they have come like this. Now we will target the header inside UL. So now we are targeting this li. So inside this li I only want to add one thing, which is the most common, list style none. So now you can see that that annoying dots have been removed. Now I will say inside header UL li and anchor tag I want to change their display to inline block. I want to change the color to white, so this is the color code of white, hashtag FFF. And then I want to add font weight of 400. Then margin left of 40 pixels. So we did font weight, margin left. Now as always text decoration none. Now you can see none is looking very nice. Now after this I will say dot content. Inside dot content I will change the position to absolute, then the width is 100%, display is flex box, that is flex. So now you can see it is looking like this. Now I also want to add some more things, so let me add justify content space between, so it will make it look little better. And finally align item center. So now after dot content I will say that here there is this text box. So now I will target this text box. So inside dot content dot text box is there, change this position to relative and add a max width of 600 pixels. So now you can see it's looking like this. And now after this I will say again dot content dot text box, and now this is the h2 disable, that's what I like one. And inside this I will add a color of white, so this is a white. After this add some font size of 4 rem, So now it's become a little bigger. Now line height also, I will have a line height of 1.5 rem. Now let me change them to m. So now it's looking a little bigger. And finally I will add font weight of 900, and I will change the text transform to uppercase. So now you can see they have become like this. After this text transform uppercase, I will target the dot content dot text box h2, and then I also added a span. Here I added a span in which there is I like. So now simply I will just add a font size of 2M. Now you can see that's what I like. It looks like this. So the actual design that after making it will look is like this. So you can see it also has this effect. So to add this effect we will use JavaScript for this on click effect, which we will add later. And then the nav bar is looking the same, you can see here. Now we will style them, and then they are this Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. These are the images, and that's what I like. And then the dummy text and view all products. So now we have done a lot of progress in this. So now after this I will say inside dot content, there is dot text box, then p, that's dummy text. Actually I only want to change their color to white. Now you can see this is also white. After this I will say dot content dot text box, and there is one anchor tag which I want to change like a button, so display to be line block. I will add some margin from the top of 20 pixels, padding of 8 pixels, 20 pixels. Background, I will add background, and background will be white, so it's white. So now you can see this, and I will be styling more. So let me add a color of #111, and then I will add a border radius. So this is of, I think the border radius will be kind of 40 pixels. Yes. So now you can see the border radius is nice. And then I will add a font weight of 500, and letter spacing I will add of 1 pixel. Then of course text decoration is none, and finally I will say that the text transform is uppercase. So now you can see this button is looking very nice. Now I will target the dot content, and then inside this there is this image box here, this one. I want that inside the image box give it a width of 600 pixels. So you can see it came with an animation, and I will change the display to flex. After that I will want to add a padding right of 50 pixels, and then again the margin from the top of 50 pixels. So it's 50 pixel, 50 pixel, and then I will say justify content, and this time I will say flex end. Now you can see it's looking like this. Now after targeting this I will again say dot content dot image box, and I will say that in the image change its max width to 260 pixels. So now you can see that the image has become a little smaller. Now after this I will target the thumb. So dot thumb change the position to absolute, add a left of 50%, and then bottom of 20 pixels. So now the overflow has almost been removed. Then the bottom, I have added bottom and all. So now after this I want to add a transform of translate y, and I want it to transform on x-axis, and I wanted to transform of minus 50%. So now it's like this. Now after this I've done the everything. Now I only want to add a display of flex. Now you can see they have come like this. Now I will make them smaller also. So dot thumb, inside that there is li. I want to first add a list style of none and the display of inline block, and I will add a margin of 0 and 20 pixels. After that I will change the cursor to pointer, and I will add a transition of 0.5 seconds. Now after targeting this I will add a dot thumb li, and I will add a hover effect that you saw in which it goes on top. So I will say transform translate y, and I will say 15 pixels. Now you can see if I hover on them then they go up. Now after adding this hover effect I will go to dot thumb li, and inside this all the imgs I want to add a max width of 40 pixels. So now they are at their right place. Now I will target the dot sci, and inside the dot sci I want to change the position to absolute. I will add top of 50%. After this top I want to add a right of 30 pixels. So now you can see they have come like that. Then I will add a transform of translate y, and I want to translate them minus 50%. After this I will, as usual, change the display to flex. I will say justify content center, then align items center, and I will also change the flex direction to column. Also now they are looking like this. After this I will again say dot sci, and then in the li I want this tagline. Now dot sci li, and inside the anchor tag I want to change the display to inline block, and I also want to add a filter, and I will say invert 1. Then I will add a margin of 5 pixel and 0, and finally I will add a transform of, then I will say scale, and it will be 0.6. So our website has been completed. Only the thing that I think that I will say is I should go to the body, and I will say overflow hidden, and this is the image. I want to move it little leftwards. So let me inspect this, because I am using Google Chrome actually, because it's a very nice browser. So in this image I also want to add a margin from the left, and if I say, let's say 100 pixels, let me decrease it, and nothing is happening. So let me do so let me actually reload this page and open this one. Now I will inspect this image, and this also has a max width of 260 pixels, but still it's at the left. So let me check why is it not happening. So we did this position relative width of 100%, min height. Let me first remove this body one. I don't think we need this. Display flag, justify content, and then in the header we did top and all 00. Then we added a padding, then made it flex box, and then justify content space between. Then in the header logo we changed the position to relative, and max width we added of 80 pixels. Then inside UL we set the position to relative, header dot UL position relative, and display flex. Then inside the LI only list style none, and anchor tag we added simply display of intent block. Then change the color to white, font weight 400, margin left 40 pixels, and text decoration none. Then we came to dot content. In dot content we added position of absolute, and I think we should change it to relative. Now you can see we have solved the problem. Now I will add a comment at the last and say media queries, and in the media queries I will only add one media query. So let's say media. Then I will add a condition that the max width should be of 991 pixels. Now let's start it. So I will first change the section. So inside the section I simply add padding, and the padding will be of 40 pixels. Then I will add a padding from the bottom also, and I will change it to 140 pixels. After this I will say that the header, and I will say that in the header add a padding of 20 pixels and 40 pixels. So actually this is for 991 pixels. So now after the header I will target the header and the logo, and then in the logo I will change the position to relative, and I will add a max width of 60 pixels. So now this was our this. Now I will go to inspect. Then in this I want it to be of 991 pixel 991. So we are adding the media query for this one. Okay, now let me bring it down. So now let us do continue coding. Now after the logo I will say header and UL, and I will change the position to fixed. Then top 0, left 0. We are adding this. So width 100%, height 100%. We will add also a background color of white. Then we will also add z index, actually z index of 1. Now I will say change the flex direction to column, do align item center. Oh, so what happened? Okay, now justify content center. So we did align item, justify content. Now I will add a transition, and the transition will be of 0.2 seconds. And then I will add visibility hidden and opacity of 0. Now I will say header and then UL, and I will also add a class to UL which will be of active. Now to add this I will be using JavaScript, and I will say dot class list dot add and then all of that. So we will say visibility is visible. It will be visible, but it will be visible when we will have add a class of active. So class will be added when we will add the on click function of that div. So we will say opacity of 1. So now it's like this. After this I will say header, UL, li and anchor tag. Display of inline block, color of 111, font weight of 400, margin from the left, then I will say it's 0. I will add a text decoration of none. I will add font size of 2M. Now make sure to differentiate between M and them. Let me remove this right now. And I will also say that margin, so it's margin, and margin will be of 10 pixels and 0. Now this will be fine for it. Now I will say header, UL, li, a, and I will add a hover effect on this. And simply nothing special hover effect. Simply change the color. So the color code is this one. So it's hashtag ED0223. So now actually now we will not be able to see this. We will first add JavaScript. Now I will say and target this toggle menu. So I will say dot toggle menu. I will change the position to relative. I will add width of 40 pixels, height of 40 pixels. I will say background URL, and the URL will be images menu.png. Now I will say background position center. I will add a background size, and I will not say cover. I will only say 30 pixels. Then as usual, repeat is no repeat. Now I will add a z index of 2 and last cursor point. Now after this we will say that dot toggle menu dot active. In toggle menu also we will add this class of active, and I will say background URL inside image. There is one close.png, and then I will say background position center. Background size I will add of 25 pixels, and repeat is no repeat again. And I will also add a filter actually. So let's say filter and invert, and I will add an invert of 1. Now I will target the content. So I will say dot content, change the flex direction to column, and also add some margin from the top and change it to 80 pixels. Now after content, I will again target the content and now the text box. And now for this I will say position relative, max width of 100%, and I will add a padding right also, and let me set it to 20 pixels. Now I will say dot content dot, so it is dot content dot text box and the h2. Simply I will add font size of 3 MB. Now let me make it little smaller, so actually you will see the changes. So yes, this will be here. And now let me do it like window to the left, to the right. I want to make it bigger. Yes, now it's fine. So now I will say dot content dot text box anchor tag, and I will add font size, and I will add font size of 14 pixels, and I will also add padding of 8 pixels and 15 pixels. Now after targeting the anchor tag, I will say dot content dot img box, and I will add a width of 100%. I will change the display to flex. I will add padding right and change it to 0. After the padding right, I will say add some margin and from the top and add of 50 pixels, and then I will say justify content center, and now I will say dot content dot img box and then the image, and I will add a max width of 150 pixels, and let me save it. So now you can see it's little more better. These are the hover effect. I will add the on click later. So now I targeted the image also. Now I will say dot thumb, then there is li, and there are these 3 images. Oh, let me change it to li, and inside this I will only add a max width of 30 pixels. Now I will target the dot sci. I will change their position to absolute, top of 50%, right 0, width 50 pixels, background it will be RGBA. RGB is 0, all the 3 are 0, last one is 0.2. Then I will add a transform of translate y and minus 50%. Now I will also change their display to flex. I will do justify content center, and finally last one I will do line item center. So this was it for the media queries, and we have done all the parts that we needed for CSS and HTML. Only HTML we will add some on-click event on these images, these small three images. So for now, style the JavaScript. So I have already added some comments. So now first I will make a function and I will name it image slider, and inside this I will simply say anything. This is the element that I want. Now I will say document dot query selector. Now I will add this brackets and I will say dot Pepsi, and I will say dot src is equal to anything. This is the element that I made actually. And now I will also add one more function. So now let me do this function, and the name of the function will be change bg color. Okay, and inside this I want the color as the element I want, and I will make a const sec, and this will be document dot query selector dot sec, and I will say this one, and I will change the background. Oh, so this will be dot style dot style dot background color. No, I will let me do background, and I will say the background color will be color. So I first grab the sec element from the class that is here dot sis, this one, and then I said that the background color will be for that. For now, let me go to the again the HTML file and complete it by the on-click event. So first let me do this image slider. So I will say on-click image slider, and inside this anything I will add the image file path. So it's image slash Pepsi. No, okay, now it like fine. Okay, image slash Pepsi 001 dot png, and it will feel like this. Yes, and now let me also add this one function. So now what let me do is delete these both images, and after this one I will again add one more function which is change bg color, and in this function I want to change the background color to hashtag 0062 VE. So now I have added this in one image. Then I have added on click this image slider. So now let me open this one, change BG color. Now after this I will make duplicate. I will change it to 2, again 2, and E, and inside E I will also add 60C2C, and the last one I will say 1E. So now if I click on, oh, let me also change the third one, which is image 3. On click image sliders 3. Now it is 5. And if I click on this, you can see it changes like this. On click, on click. So you can see this over effect and all is looking very nice. So now for navbar, for responsive navbar, actually we are adding the text. So only we will make one function. It's very simple. We will say function. In function, I don't want anything. The name of the function is menu toggle, and inside this I will make a const. Toggle menu is equal to document dot query selector, and this is the toggle menu. Then I will make a duplicate. Now I will copy and I will change to navigation. So now I have made the variables. Now I will simply say toggle menu dot class list, and I will say dot toggle, and it will add a class list of actives. I will make a duplicate of it, and if I now let me do it like this, and you can see our website has been completed with such a nice effects, and it's completely responsive. You can see with this effect like, and all of them also have this hover effect. And now, so I hope you like this design, and this was the first day of our web development challenge, and we will be making many more designs. And so thanks for watching.